Good afternoon. My name is Brian Grimkowski. I'm one of the Assistant Directors of Graduate Admissions here at William Patterson University. Want to thank you for taking time out of your schedule to join us for our registration webinar. This is really for those who have been accepted for our winter session and those that have been accepted for our spring semester. Registration is available to at least part of the graduate population now, and certainly we know for some of you this may be your first time registering for grad courses. It may have been quite a while since you've registered for courses online, or you may never have registered for courses online. So we wanted to make sure, one, that you knew how to do so, two, that you were comfortable with all the different scenarios that can pop up when you're going and trying to find a specific course. If you have any issues on sort of the back end, which office to go to make sure that we're taking care of those problems for you. And lastly, we want to make sure that we open it up for a question and answer at the end. If you do find that you have any specific questions that aren't addressed by the presentation itself, we're going to make sure that we're here to answer those questions for you. And then if it does end up being a circumstance where it's more appropriate or more beneficial to you to speak with the program director for your respective program, then certainly we'll let you know that, and we'll provide the right contact information. So this is really meant to be informative. We want to keep this quick. We know that you may be at work. You may have a short amount of time to join us, so we've kept that in mind. And with that being said, I'm joined with my colleague Christina Aiello. She's going to go through and walk you through the registration process. So with that being said, thank you all for joining us, and we'll get started. Christina?
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today. As Brian said, I'm going to go through this relatively quickly. If you do have any program-specific questions or course-specific questions, it is best to speak with the program director, but feel free to reach out to the Graduate Admissions Office as well, as we are very knowledgeable and here to help you. So then moving through, I'm not sure how many of you have been on campus before. If not, this is a little bit of an aerial view here of what we have to offer. It is a very beautiful campus. So jumping right in, how to register. You are going to need to log into WP Connect. WP Connect is your portal, your hub of pretty much everything you're going to need to do as a student at William Patterson University. So as you can see there, there's a screenshot of what it would look like when you go to wpunj.edu, and circled in red is WP Connect. So you're going to go ahead and click that link. And with the credentials that you had received in your acceptance letter that was sent via email and snail mail, you are going to use your WPU email address minus the @student.wpu.edu. And then your password is going to be your student ID number, which does begin with 855, and there are 6 digits after that. Your initial login, it's going to prompt you to review and acknowledge the university alcohol and drug policy. You want to make sure that you go ahead and do that so that you can move forward. You're going to have to confirm your PIN. As a graduate student, in most instances, it will be your date of birth in 6 digits. So example, if your birthday is June 12th, 1990, it would be 061290. If for some reason there's an issue or it kicks back that there's an error message, go ahead and try your student ID number, which is the 855 number minus the 855, so just those last 6 digits. It will ask you to complete a security question, and you must then go ahead to provide your answer. At this point, it's all just set up for you to get ready to be able to access WP Connect moving forward. On this next sheet, what you're going to look at once you get into WP Connect is you are going to go to the registration tab. As you can see here, again, circled in red, it'll say look up course offerings. It will then give you a drop down of the term. You want to make sure that you are selecting the term in which you need to apply. There are some future terms that are read-only. There are obviously some past terms, so you do want to be careful and make sure that you submit that, select that, and then click submit. After you get through that, you're going to want to click the subject field in which the course is that you wish to register. So as shown here, we have the English subject selected, and then you're going to go down and you're going to adjust the course level to graduate. This way all you see are the graduate level courses and not a plethora of the undergrad courses as well. Next, once you select your subject and graduate, you will come to a screen that will show you all of the course offerings. I know this can be a little bit cumbersome and not necessarily the easiest thing in the world to look at. However, if you look from left to right, you're going to see a CRN number. That's going to be the registration number, that 5-digit number. So you are not registering with the name of the course. It will be that CRN number. Next to it, you'll see the subject, the course number, the section, and as you move to the right, it'll give you the title, the days that it's available, Monday through Friday, ultimately. So R is Thursdays, T is Tuesdays. It will give you the time. It will show you CAP, which is the amount of students that course can hold. Active ACT is how many who have actually registered. REM is remaining, so those are the seats that are available. Moving forward, there are wait lists, and I believe we're going to touch base on that in just a page or two, so I'll go back to that. But again, when you're looking at your courses, you want to check the title, the date, the time, and then make sure you jot down that CRN number so that it is readily available for you. On the Lookup Classes Add page, you're going to take a look that there are certain codes here. NR means you're not allowed for registration. It usually means that the enrollment period has not yet opened. Now, for those of you who are new graduate students, you should have been able to register. For those of you that are new non-degree graduate students, registration will open for you tomorrow. SR is a student restriction. This means that there's some type of restriction. Your time ticket, your student status, academic standing, there could be a hold. So you want to make sure you go in and check, again, under WP Connect, that there are no holds if for some reason you have a student restriction. It also could mean that there is a prerequisite to that course, so you want to go ahead and take a look. In the event you get caught up in a situation where there is a prerequisite and permission needs to be granted for you to take that course, you're going to need to reach out to the department, as graduate admissions does not have the ability to go ahead and put that permit in for you. C indicates a closed class, meaning there's no seats available. Online. Those courses use technology such as Blackboard and do not meet in person in an actual classroom. A hybrid course, however, combines both online and in-person meetings. Now, there's no outline for that. It really is up to the professor's discretion, how many times you're going to meet online, how interactive it is on campus, so you want to make sure that you do get a hold of the syllabus as soon as you register for that. Again, it'll explain the CRN number, which is the 5-digit number, and the course selection to differentiate the classes. Again, I went through some of this in previous slides, but just as a recap, the days of the week are listed there for you. TBA is generally used for those online courses. The capacity, the actual current students, the wait list, the professor, the date, and so forth. How do you select a course for registration? So there's going to be a box on the left-hand side of the CRN number. Obviously, if there's a C there, it means it's a closed course. But if there is an open box, you can go ahead and click that. You're then going to go down and click Register. And once you register, it will prompt you then for your alternate PIN. Again, your alternate PIN is going to be your date of birth in 6 digits, month, day, year. It'll then bring you to this add drop page. So once you see there towards the middle of our screen that it says web registered and the actual course, that's going to show you what you've already registered for. That being said, if you had written down some of the CRN numbers for other courses, instead of going through each individual class, you can go ahead and put the CRN numbers at the bottom, and you're going to go into Submit Changes. Again, if you go back to the courses that you are registered for, there is an action drop-down box. If you need for some reason to drop a course, if you registered for one but decided there's a different section or you're not able to take it, you can go ahead and select Web Drop, and then you're going to submit the changes again. Be advised, though, you are not allowed to drop to 0 credits. If you wish to drop to 0 credits and not take any courses in a semester, you're either going to need to submit a leave of absence form, or if you are withdrawing from the university, a withdrawal form, and all of that is done through the homepage on WP Connect. Those non-degree students. Non-degree students, you can take up to 9 graduate credits without being matriculated into a program. To proceed beyond those 9 credits, you will need to gain acceptance to a graduate program. Keep in mind, to be considered for matriculation, you will need to complete a matriculation application and submit all of the required documentation. The completion of a non-degree status or student does not guarantee you acceptance into the program. So if you've decided to take a course in professional communications and you really enjoyed it and ultimately you want to go ahead and apply for the program, be advised that, you know, successful completion of that course does not guarantee you admission into the program. Not all courses or all programs offer non-degree status. Off the top of my head, I can tell you that the MSN program, the Masters in Nursing, the Communication Disorders program do not offer students a non-degree status. If you've registered for a course and you have decided to be put on a wait list because the actual course you were looking for has already been filled, be advised it will only open after the course is filled. There will be 5 spots on that wait list. If a seat does become available, you're going to be notified at your student.wpu.edu email address in the order in which you've been placed on the wait list. That brings me to your email address real quick. I want to make sure that everybody understands that they must check their William Paterson email address regularly. That is the official form of communication from the university to all of the students. So any type of information you're looking for, whether it be emails from your professor, your billing will all be sent to your email address as there's no paper bills anymore. Any type of waitlist activity, you will get notification to your William Paterson email address, so you want to make sure that you go in and check that consistently. After you have received the email that you've been, that a seat's become available and your waitlist turn is up, you must log in and register for this course. It will not automatically register you. You will have 48 hours to register before the seat is no longer available to you. So again, it's imperative that you check your email address often. Moving forward, if for some reason you can't register, and again, there could be a whole bunch of different reasons, whether it's your time slot isn't open. One of the most common ones is that you need approval by the academic chair or a prerequisite. That being said, again, you'll need to reach out to the program director themselves, the department in which the course is being offered, and you'll need to get approval from them. The error message that you'd receive if it were a prerequisite, you can see here. So everything is really based out of the department at that point. And again, if you can't find the information for some reason, please feel free to reach out to our office and we can direct you to the correct person. Another error. SR, going back, is a student restriction. You'll need to go ahead and click View Holds for more information. For instance, you may not add or drop this class due to holds on your records is what's going to pop up. You could potentially have a graduate admissions hold, meaning you've hit the max capacity of credits allowed as a non-degree student. You could have some type of financial aid holds. There is a bunch of reasons why for some reason you may not be able to register and you may receive this message. So you want to go ahead and make sure that you understand where the message came from and who it is you need to reach out to rectify the situation. Your email account, as I stated, it's the official form of communication for all members of our community. You'll be required to use this email account with communication of all of our offices, faculty, and staff. If you have a question about registration, if you need to reach out to the registrar's office, if you need to talk to Student Enrollment Services in regards to your bill, they will not respond to personal email addresses. They only respond to William Paterson email addresses. So you, again, it's imperative that you go ahead and check that often and make sure you get used to communicating that way. It will also give you the gateway to your registration, paying your bills, looking at your grades, any type of leave of absence or withdrawal form. All of that is found on your through WP Connect and ultimately your email address. So just to reiterate here, from the homepage at wpunj.edu, you're going to click WP Connect, top left corner. You'll enter your username as it appears in your email. shown here, and then your password, which starts with your 855 number. You'll click login and then click email to access the actual email account or other tabs up top depending on what it is you're looking to do. Payment options. You will be dropped from your courses should payment not be made prior to the payment deadline date, but there are a whole lot of options for you in regards to payment. You're always welcome to pay with cash at Student Enrollment Services, which is located at Morrison Hall, entry 2 from Pompton Road. It's the desk out front, right outside of the graduate admissions office here. You want to make sure that you also have your student ID number with you because they will ask you to add that to your check to make sure that the payment is being applied to the correct account. Check or money order, you're welcome to mail that in. The address is found here. It's a P.O. box in Emerson, New Jersey, so you can always go ahead and do that. That being said, you want to make sure you drop that in the mail well before the deadline date so that it does have time to be retrieved and processed. Internet check payment, so an e-check payment. You can pay this all directly online through wpnj.edu//ebill. An e-check can only be used with a personal checking and or savings account. You cannot use a commercial or a home equity loan account through e-check. And there's no user fee to go ahead and do that. You're also welcome to pay by credit card, MasterCard, Visa, American Express, or Discover directly online, again at the eBill site through wpunj.edu. Be advised there is a convenience fee of 2.75%, so you want to make sure that you do take that into consideration as well. And lastly, we have what they call a tuition installment plan. It's the TIP plan. It's an interest-free installment plan that you can plan to start fall, spring, and the summer terms. Enrollment is very quick and easy. You can go ahead and do that through Student Enrollment Services. And basically what it does is it will take your bill and break it up into certain payments so that the entire amount does not need to be paid before the start of the semester. Important contact information. Graduate admissions, obviously we are here to help you or answer any questions and direct you to where you need to be. Our offices are open Monday through Friday from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. That's our direct main line along with our main email address. Student Enrollment Services, again, if you have questions in regards to financial aid or your billing or whatnot, are located in Morrison Hall. They do have the same basic hours, 8:30 to 4:30 p.m. However, there are certain evenings that they are open late, and those evenings you'll be able to find on their website. And the Office of the Registrar. Office of the Registrar is important in regards to leave of absences or picking up your diploma or applying for graduation, all those types of questions that you may have. They too are located in Morrison Hall. They are on the lower level, and that's their general contact information as well. At this time, that concludes our presentation. If you have any questions, please feel free to type them in the box or reach out to us via graduate@wpunj.edu. And again, we wish you a very successful semester. Thanks so much.
Thank you very much, Christina. And while we wait to see if there are any questions that come through, just had one quick thing to walk through. At this point, as you might be aware, for both the winter session and the spring semester, registration is available at this point in time for all of those graduate matriculated programs, graduate certification and endorsement programs, graduate postmasters, and then as of tomorrow, the 17th, graduate non-degree students will be able to register for courses. And then finally on November 18th, registration is available to all graduate populations. So just wanted to make sure you're aware. If you are a non-degree student and you tried to register for courses today, you would find that you would not be able to. However, tomorrow is officially when you would be able to. So wanted to make sure you were aware of that. As Christina mentioned, many of the offices that you might take interest in or have questions for are located at Morrison Hall, and we would certainly encourage you to stop by anytime if you do have any questions that pop up. Also, I would stress if you have not been in communication with anyone within your program of interest, the program director, etc., and you have any specific questions, they're obviously there as a great resource for you as well. And obviously you've been working closely with them, so we would encourage you to reach out at your convenience and start a dialogue with them because they'll be able to answer many of your questions. If you have any courses that require specific permissions, they would be the ones that would have the authority to grant those to you. And certainly they're very familiar familiar with the ins and outs of their curriculum and their course selection in any given semester. So can't stress enough that it's good to be in communication with them as well. But that being said, the first day of classes for the spring semester starts on January 18th. So while there is a lot of time between now and then, courses do fill up. So that's why I would encourage you, if you don't have the time today or tonight, to sit down and do it certainly over the weekend. Take some time, sit down, review the courses that are available to you, register so you're not waiting. And obviously the last thing we want is for you to put it off for a month or so and then, sit down to do it and realize that some of the courses that are of interest to you might be full. So can't stress that enough. Make sure that you take some time sometime soon to do that, and certainly I hope that's helpful for you. So we are going to stick around, both myself and Christina. Again, if you do have any questions, just type them in the chat box. We are going to be reviewing them. We'll go through, we'll type you a quick answer. But this concludes the formal part of our presentation, and want to make sure that everybody knows that we are going to make this presentation available in its entirety on our YouTube channel within the next few days, and we'll be emailing that to you as well. So if you need to refer back to any of this over the next few days, over the weekend, etc., you are going to have this available to you. And again, it's certainly our hope on behalf of the Graduate Admissions Office that this was a helpful presentation for you. And with that being said, we'll let you get back to your daily life. Thank you for taking the time to stop in, and otherwise have a wonderful afternoon. Enjoy the rest of your day. Take care.